Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, we are on Friday the 8th of May, and we have interview number 5 in the series of Ask an Archer. So the other day we had an interview with Emre Koç. We're talking about his company Koçnok and his history of archery and horse riding, etc. And we had the name of mamlukarchery came up, and the company mamlukarchery, also his friend who runs it, which is Alperen Alkan. So alhamdulillah, we are joined by Alperen today. Thank you for joining us, Alperen.
Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, thank you very much. Okay, inshallah, we just want to start off by learning a little bit about yourself, your background. When did you start archery and horse riding and things like this?
Okay. First of all, my name is Alperen Alkan. I'm from Turkey. My horse riding background is a little bit old because my family has lots of horses, and they prepare our horses to horse racing.
Okay.
Because of that, horse is in my life. So
Mashallah.
when I was a child, I started horse riding with my parents. And after, in 2012, I started horseback archery. And now it's my job, it's my life, it's everything for me.
Mashallah. Mashallah. Alhamdulillah, this is very good to know. So some people say if people want to do horseback archery, do you think it's more important for them to be better at archery or the riding? Which one is more important for someone who wants to do horseback archery?
I think lots of people say that this sport is a single sport. Not you don't need a team. But I don't accept this idea because we have a team actually, because our horses is our teammates. So the horse riding is so important. Very important because, for example, for a Polish track, you need very good horse riding skills. But of course, it's archery, so we have to use our bow clearly. We have to shoot our arrows clearly. So it's, if I explain it, archery is, I think, 60%, and horse riding is 40%.
But do you think is it more important for someone to be a good horse rider, or more important for them to be a good archer? Which one is more difficult to learn? In my view, in my experience, and compared to you, my experience is very short, but I always tell people it's if you are good at riding, then you are more prepared for horse archery. If you're really good, if you're very good at archery, but no riding experience, it's going to be very difficult. But if you have good riding experience and a little bit of archery experience, then this is better. What do you think?
If you are a good rider, you can be stable on horse. Right. So you can use your archery techniques clearly. But because I saw lots of people from lots of competitions, and if there is a good riders, he can be good competition because of this idea. But in my opinion, there is a great problem about the archery, because lots of people think that the important part is hitting. When your arrow hits the target, it's okay, you can be archer. But I don't like this idea because we have very huge historical backgrounds and cultural backgrounds. So we have lots of techniques, historical techniques. And if there is a person don't use these techniques, I don't say he's a good archer. So it's not important for me.
Yeah, so for you, it's very important to keep to historical techniques of shooting and riding.
Yes. Yes, yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Of course. I think this is also important. This is the way that we can continue the historical, I guess, civilization and the techniques and the knowledge that they had. and we can try to build upon that rather than, you know, I guess today there is an argument, today some people are making their own new techniques of loading or new quivers or, you know, new type of bow, etc. I guess there is argument for and against, but I still think it's very important to try to maintain the historical knowledge of what we have.
Yes, I agree with you, because I am not against the new ideas, new techniques. Of course, we can make something, but actually we can discover new worlds. But firstly, we have to discover our history, because they are not sportsmen, they are not players in the historical people, historical archers. They have to use true techniques, because they have to kill their enemies, and they have to be alive. So I think their ideas is more true.
Sure. I want to talk, because you have a very long experience with horses, I want to talk a little bit more about horses and horses in horseback archery. Some people ask the question, can any horse be trained for horse archery, or only particular types of breeds of horses?
In Turkey, we have lots of different breeds, but again, on the history, our grandparents use Arabian horses. Actually, the name is Arabian, but they are not Arabian horses, because I went lots of countries and I can use lots of breed horses. In the Turkish, Anatolian Arabian horses is huge horses, big, strong, and you can use for all war styles for these horses. So in the world, when we go to international competitions, for example, to Europe, we have to use their own horses. But when we see an Arabian horses, of course, we choose it, because I think it's the best one, because they have hot bloods and you can connect with them so easy.
Sorry, just repeat that. They have what? Sorry, they have?
They have hot bloods, not cold. Hot bloods. The Arabian
hot
horses.
blood. Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Yes.
I was talking about this to Emrah, and maybe you can correct me. With Arabian horses, they're very fast. They can ride for a long time. They have good stamina, but at the same time, they can be very temperamental, very angry, hard to control. Is this correct?
Actually, it's about the education, not about the horse breeds. Because if you teach everything with your horse, you can do everything. And the important one is, I think, for the horseback archery or other styles, horses is the best teachers.
Right.
And we can learn everything with our horses. Of course, Arabian horses a little bit has problems, but if you know them, you can do everything.
You mentioned about some of historically the horses were very big and strong. Does this affect their speed as well?
Yeah, of course.
Normally, I think with Arabian horses, they are sometimes medium build. You don't find them very big. They're very medium build or athletic build.
Of course. I mean, I compared with Anatolian Arabian horses and real Arabic horses.
Right.
Of course, right. They are smaller than European horses.
Yeah.
Because of that, in the history, Ottoman and other Turks used these horses for the war, because they can use in the curve easily.
Yeah. I guess then you have your own horses, Arabian horse. You have Arabian horses in your family.
Yes, of course.
Is it true that they are always very expensive, or you have different breeds of Arabian horse which it can range? Some is very expensive, some is not so expensive.
In Turkey, unfortunately, we don't have a culture with horses after World War, Second World War.
Right.
Because after that, in Turkey, horse culture is only focused on the horse racing. So if a horse has a good family, how can I explain it? I don't know, but if their grandfathers or fathers is good horse racing horse, it's expensive. But for horseback archery, it's not expensive in Turkey because we use Arabian horses after racing, not
I see.
New horse.
So the horses that were used for racing, you use them for horse archery?
Yes.
Okay. Is there, you mentioned about World War II and horse training, and before World War II, is there a history of horse horse training masters or teachers who are very good at training horses, but because of World War II or the fall of the Ottoman Empire, etc., because of history, this stopped? For example, within archery, we have the example with Najmuddin Okyay. He's master in so many different crafts and skills. One of them is archery and calligraphy, etc., etc. Is there something similar in horse training?
Unfortunately, yes, because I saw you made an interview with Murat Özbey. He has lots of knowledge about the history of archery in Turkish archery.
Right.
And yes, unfortunately, after the Second World War, our horse culture is cutting. And after that, we don't know any knowledges about the horse training like archery. Because after the 2000s, we create again archery culture from our historical books. And now we try to create our horse training, something about the equestrian from also our old books. So it's new for us, not a huge line.
Yeah, so this is similar to the archery. You are reading the books and trying to recreate the history, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. If you have, let's say, for example, you have a new horse. Someone brings you their horse. You never met the horse before, and they say, I want to train this horse for horseback archery. What process and what training do you do to prepare the horse for horse archery?
First of all, you have to understand your horse's language. So also he have to understand you. So you have to make something together. For example, you can walk only together 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And after that, you can say, okay, he is not afraid the other things. It's very important because if a horse afraid, it means he afraid also your bow and arrow and the voice, everything. So it's dangerous. So firstly, you have to do it. And after that, on ground, you have to use your arrows, bows, not on horse, on ground, but together. So he can understand it's not dangerous for him. So after that, you can on horse and someone keep your horse and you can shoot. After that, he can again understand it's not dangerous for him. And after that, you can walk and after gallop and you can shoot.
So really, you're trying to build the trust between you and the horse and to show the horse that this is safe, it's not dangerous or anything.
Trust is the most important one for horseback archery.
Yeah. I guess with different horses, it can take a different time. Some horses maybe a few weeks, some of them maybe months, some of them years.
Yeah, of course. It's like human, because some people can learn archery easily one day.
Yeah.
someone is 1 year. So it's
Right,
like women.
right. It takes longer. Are there some horse breeds which are like smarter than others? Some of them, they're
Yeah.
very clever. They can think quicker, and they're very perceptive. Which ones?
In Turkey, we have our domestic horses, Anatolian horses. So small, but they are very smart. It's like Mongolian horses, small,
Right.
strong, and smart horses. But actually, we don't like so smart horses on horseback archery or other equestrian sports because we have to control him. If he is smarter than us, we cannot control.
Yeah. Sometimes they say, if you are not riding the horse is riding you.
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes the horse can be very smart.
Yes, but your horse should be a little bit smart, because sometimes it can be some dangerous situations.
Yeah.
And they have to protect you.
Sure. You mentioned you have a history in your family of horses and racing. Do you breed horses as well?
Yes.
Okay.
We have, but we like Arabian horses because my family started this horse preparing 35 years ago.
MashaAllah.
Because the Arabian horses in this time, only the bred horses use in horse racing, not Arabian horses. So Arabian horses goes to our culture. So they start to protect the Arabian horses, and after they start this horse.
So you are able to, sometimes you can look at a horse, Arabian horse, for example, and maybe tell if it's really purebred or if it's a mix sometimes?
Yes, of course, you can understand.
Right.
You can understand it.
Excellent, mashallah. I think this is one of the knowledges, one of the sciences of training horses as well, learning how to look at the horse and see if it's a mixed breed or if it's a pure breed, etc. This is a skill.
And actually, we have some old books for about the horses, and they say lots of things about the horses. When you look at the horse, you can say he's crazy, he's not good for horse archery, or he's not good for equestrian sports. You can say lots of
things, mashallah. That's good.
Yeah.
Let us talk about your competitions and your training. Do you have, you are based in Ankara, correct?
Yes, in capital of Turkey.
Yeah. Do you have a club in Ankara, or you are linked with the club in Kayseri?
No, our club is Ankara Horseback Archery Club. We founded it in 2012.
Okay, so what is your connection with Emra's club in Kayseri?
No, we are only good friends, close friends, and we are going together to other international competitions. But we have different clubs.
I see. But when you go abroad for competitions, you are under the MMA club, MMA team. Is that right?
No, MA team. Mamlukarchery team.
MA team. Yeah, MA team.
Yes, mamlukarchery team. Yes. We are together in MA team.
Okay. So in Ankara, in your club, do you, first of all, how many members in your club there?
It's a little bit comic because for dinner, we have 25. For practice, we have 10.
Okay. Do you have clinics or like demonstrations? If people come to your club, they can train with you if they come from abroad, for example, because many people ask me here, they want to go to train horse archery. In England, it's quite difficult because we cannot get access to horses or horse clubs. I think in Turkey, it's more easy, more accessible.
Yes, you can come, and also your friends come when you want, because we have some clinics on abroad and also in Turkey. Because I went to Indonesia 3 years ago for clinics about the Turkish horseback archery, and lots of international peoples came to Ankara for these clinics.
How long was the clinic in Indonesia?
In Indonesia, 1 week for a club, 1 week for another club. So 2 weeks.
2 weeks, mashallah. And this was this was a successful clinic. It was a good clinic, yeah.
Yes, I like it because actually Indonesia is new country for horseback archery.
Yes.
They have some knowledge about the ground archery, but horseback archery is so new. So we practice their horses a little bit because they are not useful for horseback archery right now. And we can teach some things about the equestrian things. So I think they will be good.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Mashallah, I can see from behind you all of the trophies and things you have won in competitions. You are very experienced in competitions. Tell us about where you have competed and what do you find difficult about competitions?
8 years. So I went to lots of countries for the international competitions. But the most difficult part is horses, because we cannot bring our horses to other countries. So we have to find a good horse, only 1 week, 1 day. So after that, we have to use, in Korea, I think 2016, it's very difficult for me. It was very difficult because normally you choose 3 horses before the competition, and after one of them you can use. I wrote 3 horses, but no one is for me, and only other horses, and its name is Bongea and Korean language, and the meanings is hurricane. So it's not good. It's not good horse for horseback archery. Very fast and uncontrolled.
Right.
So it's a little bit difficult for me. But I won the first place on this competition.
Oh,
so it was good also.
Okay, so so even though you had you didn't have the right horse, but you still won.
Yes.
Okay, mashallah. This shows how good you are, mashallah. When you go to a competition, you know they do not give you a long time to choose a horse. Maybe 1 day, 2 days maximum. What do you look for when you are trying to find the horse that suits you?
First of all, I look at the seconds, how many seconds they run in a track. Because, for example, for Europe, you have different tracks. So you have to find your horse for all of them. Because if you choose a fast horse, it can be dangerous for Polish track.
Yes.
Because the
Polish track is always moving and bends and things.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a little bit, it can be dangerous. So I use not medium horses, a little bit fast, but not faster. And after that, this one is very important for me. The horses focus on the track. If the horse look at the around, it's not good for horseback archery.
Yeah.
Because when you start a track, also horse start a track. So he should think that it's his job.
Yeah.
So it's the main problem, I think.
Yeah, they have to be focused where they're going.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. We wanted to talk about we'll move on to the your company, Mamlukarchery, and I'm going to share my screen so we can show the viewers the website.
Yeah.
And mashallah, I must say, I'm very impressed by the range of equipment you have, and not just the range, but the quality, mashallah. And you have such a wide range of things. So you have, obviously bows, arrows, and accessories, quivers. You have horse riding equipment. You have the saddles. You have the blankets, the stirrups, even the clothing, the boots, the dolama, the furs, the turbans, everything, mashallah. Tell me, when did you start this company, and how are you able to source all of this equipment?
Actually, it's my imagine. It's my how can I say?
Your dream. Your dream.
When I start to horseback archery, yes, it's my dream. It's my dream because in Turkey there are lots of people who do it. These equipments made. So when I start to horseback archery, I said I have to found a company, and I can share these equipments to all around the world, because our all equipments made in Turkey, not from another country.
Okay, mashallah.
Only in the reenactment equipments, in the helmets, it's from Ukraine, because they have very good masters for these things. But the others, it's only made in Turkey. 2017, we founded mamlukarchery, and now, alhamdulillah, we sell our products to 68 countries.
Oh, amazing, mashallah, amazing. Where is the most interest? Which country is most interested in buying your items?
First times, Indonesia, Malaysia, because they are very interested in Ottoman culture, Ottoman clothes, Ottoman things. But now we have very high quality products for archery, also for equestrian equipments. So USA, Canada, also European countries, Germany, they are very interested.
Mashallah, and you have been able to source, like you said, all of the equipment is from Turkey except for the helmets. Everything else is made in Turkey, yeah?
Yes. Everything is made in Turkey.
Mashallah. You must have many different relationships with different people, because you have maybe someone who's making the saddle, someone else making the bow, someone else making the clothing, for example, yeah?
Yes. Some products made by mamlukarchery, and some products made by other people from Turkey.
Mashallah, very good. And I'm sure that you also try to make especially, for example, the quivers, like here we have a Mamluk quiver, Karamian Tata. You try to make it historically correct, so the same way it was made historically.
Yes. Our products, especially the quivers, all of them is from museums, not from our ideas.
Right.
All of them is replica.
Yes.
So it's important for us.
Alhamdulillah.
Because we try to live our history, our culture truly. So we don't use our brains to create new things. Of course, Koçnak is new techniques,
of course,
new ideas. But I think I have to support the Koçnaks, because it's also our cultures. It's also from our cultures, because there is a technique from our old books, old archery books. Its name is Meşahı Türkiye. It's for knocking technique, knocking style.
Okay.
And the Koçnak is the best for Meşahı Türkiye.
Mashallah. Your recent new product was the Sungur arrows. and we saw some very good reviews on the internet from Wojtek in Poland, from Armin Himmer in Malta. Mashallah, they all gave very good reviews. Tell us about this arrow and the different type of spine that you have as well.
We have 300, 400, 500, and 600 spines. And our total length is 33 inch. So it's very good for also Europeans and the other cultures, because if you use a Turkish bow, you cannot use 33-inch arrows.
No, it's too long.
Yes, it's too long. But lots of European archers use more than 30 inches.
Yes.
So because of that, we made our Sungur carbon arrows this length, and it's very great honor for me, this carbon arrows, because when we start the mamlukarchery, it's our dreams, because unfortunately in Turkey, first time we couldn't produce these carbon arrows, but now we produce it, and when I sent people, everyone said that it's wonderful, very fast, very durable, very stable.
Mashallah. And people can order different lengths as well. I see here it's between 26 and 31 inches, yes?
Yes, for now, yes. But I think after 2 weeks, they can also order 33 inches.
Okay,
so.
Mashallah. I want to talk about the Kalkan shields that you have. Mashallah, very beautiful. Amazing. What is the material it's made of? Is it like a rope or something like this?
Yes. It's a rope, and how can I explain it? I'm sorry for my poor English.
No, it's no problem. No.
Because it's a little bit problem for me, but a little bit wait, please. I can look at the dictionary and
no problem.
I can explain it.
No problem.
This rope is from. Sorry.
It's okay.
Willow branch.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Right. Yeah, willow branch from the tree. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Willow branch.
So willow branch is actually quite light. Very light.
Yes, it's very light, but very strong.
Very strong. Right. Mashallah.
And we use also not only a normal rope, it's a waxed rope.
Okay, right.
You understand?
Yes.
So we can use it together, and it can be very strong. And it's all historical techniques. And 2 years ago, I really wondered, this Kalkan really good protector against the arrows.
Yes.
And I tried it.
Yeah.
I think 10 meters, and I used 65-pound bows.
Wow.
And I shoot, and it's wonderful.
Really?
And it's wonderful. It's not fast. Yes.
Mashallah, very strong. How many? You have just this one model, or you have other models of Kalkan?
Of course, we have. You can look at the reenactments.
Oh yes.
Reenactments.
Shields. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, mashallah.
And you can see lots of.
Allah, beautiful. Wow, amazing.
Thank you so much.
And you have one person who's specialist at making this Kalkan?
Yes. And
Wow.
it's very interesting because we start to make Kalkans. Also, we learned from the old books, because we don't have a master from the history, but we have lots of books.
Yes.
And we tried, and now we can make good shields.
MashaAllah. And on the inside of the kalkan, you have the ropes and where you can hold. This allows you to hold the shield many different ways. You can hold it on your back and then on your arm, and many different positions, right?
Yes, our all equipments is useful on horses.
MashaAllah.
Because in our history, until the Ottoman Empire, we have only cavalry soldiers.
Right.
Not on ground. So all equipments useful on horse.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Very, very nice. I want to talk also about some of the clothing. So,
yes,
MashaAllah, the clothing is all very traditional Ottoman. Again, you have a group, you have a team of people who are making these items.
Yes, of course. Also, these items from our museums, from Istanbul Topkapı museums. Our master went to Topkapı, and he took the measurements of the original clothes, and after that we start to made it. So all of them is replica.
Okay. Yes, MashaAllah.
Reconstruction.
Yeah, and the boots, MashaAllah, beautiful. You have Seljuk. What's the difference between Ottoman boot and Seljuk boot? Is it just a design, or what's the difference?
Please click the Ottoman boots.
Okay.
You can see it's two different parts. Why? Because you can see. Why? Because Alhamdulillah, we are Muslim peoples.
Yes.
And when we after for example, a war or practice or some things, when we go to our home, we have to close our shoes.
Yes.
So it's the same idea from history.
MashaAllah. So the Ottoman boot, you have the shoe and the long leather up to the knee.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Two
all
parts.
Of them, natural leather.
MashaAllah. Beautiful.
And I can give some knowledge about it.
Yes.
The color is very important. Our culture. The green culture. The green color is only used by cavalry people, only for soldiers.
Okay.
The red color only for commanders. The black color only for non-Muslim peoples.
Okay.
For example, Muslim peoples didn't use the black color on the Ottoman time, and the blue color only for ulema.
MashaAllah. Yes, ulema. Yeah, for scholars.
Yes.
MashaAllah. Amazing, very interesting. So it's also interesting that you keep to the color coordination as well.
Yes.
MashaAllah, very good, very good. Let me look at let's look at some of the quivers, because some of the quivers are very beautiful. Let me see if we get there. My internet is a little bit slow, sorry.
No problem.
While we're waiting, did you have plans for competitions this year?
Unfortunately, not, because Turkish government bans until November all organizations because of these pandemics. So we cannot, but next year, inshallah, we made it.
Inshallah. Okay, inshallah. So every year, do you try to attend a minimum number of competitions? For example, you want to attend maybe 3 or 4 competitions in Turkey or internationally. Are there competitions that you must compete in every year?
Actually, we want to make these organizations every 2 years, not every years, every 2 years.
Every 2 years. But for you,
In Turkey,
which
in Turkey we have lots of competitions. Also,
go on. It's okay. Go on.
You came to Biga, yeah?
Yes, I was in Biga a long time ago.
Yes. So we have lots of competitions in Turkey, but we want to organize a very huge competition, like a world championship.
Wow.
Because in our idea, of course, I cannot say anything about the other people's cultures or techniques, but
sure.
In my opinion, you have to be fast or in a war. If you are slow, you can be die. So
right.
Our culture is a little bit fast. So we have to see other archers on fast horses.
Right.
Inshallah.
Right. Mashallah. Okay, so we're looking at the quivers here. You have the one. I think most people we are familiar with the Turkish. Let me just move this. We're familiar with the Ottoman. This is the quiver for the arrows, and this is for the bow. Mashallah, very beautiful.
Yes.
And then we have slightly different one here. Crimean Tatar quivers, a little bit different. Yes.
Yes, a little bit different. This Ottoman quiver from Vienna Museum is also replica.
Yeah.
And the other one is Karlsruhe Castle Museum. So both of them is historical and both of them is replica. You can see the Mamluk quiver.
Yes.
This Mamluk quiver is from also other old books, old paintings we create again. And you can see it nomadic quiver.
Yes.
We say its name is Kurluk.
Kurluk, yes.
From, nomad people. It's a little bit Mongolian type.
Yes.
And Seljuk types.
Yeah. The Mamluk quiver, did they have a bow quiver as well, or only arrow quiver?
We don't produce a bow case for this style because I said it's from old paintings, and we didn't see a bow case from this old paintings, so we only made this quiver.
Yes, mashallah, very, very nice, very nice. Okay, I must talk about your saddles. Saddles, I love to look at the saddles, mashallah.
Thank you.
Now, as a horse archer, is it better? I see that some of the saddles, they have this raised area, the pommel in front. This is to help you to stand and to be stable when you're shooting, yes?
Yes, of course. But we produce these saddles from about 5 or 6 years. And unfortunately, we saw our original saddles not really useful for now horseback archery sports. Not for war, but horseback archery sports.
Yes.
Because the stirrup place is so front.
Yes.
And after that, this MA saddle, Ottoman type, the left one, it's our new saddle, and it's only 1.5 kilograms.
Wow, so light.
Yes, so light.
Amazing.
And we took the stirrup place a little bit back, so you can stand up very easily.
Right.
It's very, very important for horseback archery.
Of course. Mashallah, whoever is making it, they must be a master in making the saddles. Must be very good.
Yes, thank you. We have some masters in Turkey.
Mashallah.
All these products is only from mamlukarchery.
Excellent, mashallah, very nice. Let's see here. Okay, let's look at some of the armor. I'm sure you must have many people who you know, many people who do reenactment,
Yes.
you know, battles and things like this. This is probably very interesting for them.
I am also a reenactor.
Uh-huh.
We have lots of groups in Turkey, and our groups is Mamluk reenactment team.
Mashallah.
I have Kıpçak mask. I have
Yeah.
lamellar armors,
Uh-huh.
chainmail
Right.
armors, everything. And now it's new parts for our company because normally we don't produce armors or other things. But in my dream, if a person try to find everything about the horseback archery or our culture, they can find on our website.
Inshallah, inshallah.
And after this idea, we have a new cooperation with some Ukrainian groups, and we start to sell these reenactment equipments.
MashaAllah. Maybe also a good idea is, as well as the equipment, if you have any copies of the manuscripts or the books of all of this historical information, it's good to maybe make copies and maybe sell that as well. This would be very interesting.
Yes, thank you.
Tell me, this Kipchak mask, obviously it's very good for protecting if you get hit on the head or anything or an arrow, but it's very difficult to look out, no?
Yes, unfortunately. When we go to reenactment organizations, I used my Kipchak mask. And I say to my friends, please not come too close, because my eyes is only this.
Yes.
So when I use my sword,
yes,
I can hit my friend. So
right. Yeah, you cannot see. Also, you must get very hot underneath the mask, no?
Yes, because you don't use only metal for these helmets. You have to use a protector part for the inside. Right. Because when a person hits, you need, how can I explain? You
like a cushion, like a cushion protection. Yeah.
Yes.
This part on top, yeah, the on top here, the spike, this is used for something in particular?
Actually, you can see this mask, war mask, on Persia, on Kipchaks, and on Selçuks. From Persia, it's not like this. These pictures.
Right.
It's a little bit like that. But for Kipchaks, it's like this.
Straight.
It's a little bit shape.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wonder if maybe they use this as a weapon as well. This is, you can stab someone or something. I don't know.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. I think I spoke to Murat about this as well. Do you know what is the difference, or what can you tell us about the training of someone who is a Sipahi fighter and someone who is Janissary? Is there a difference, or are they the same?
Of course, it's different because one of them use on horse, but one of them on ground. And Sipahi is, we have heavy cavalry groups and light cavalry groups on the history. Light cavalry groups don't use huge armors. They use arrows, bows, and some spears. But heavy cavalries use armors, helmets, lots of things, and they. I think they are like now tank.
Right.
It's same in English, yeah.
Yes, a tank. Yeah.
Yes, they are tank. But the light cavalries is not like tank. They shoot their arrows and come back. They shoot and come back.
Right.
Like Crimean Tatars.
Yes. Okay, but the heavy ones, they go in and they go all the way through.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and when they are fighting, first they use the light cavalry to start to pick away at the enemy and open the line, and then later on the heavy one cavalry come in, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. And for Janissaries, actually, lots of people think that Ottoman army is only Janissary. But it's not true, because Janissary is only, how can I say this, protectors of Sultan.
Yes.
So they are living Istanbul, not another city. They are very close to Sultan, and their aim is only protect the Sultan. So they are not the main group in Ottoman army, but Sipahi is the main group, because there are lots of Sipahis and they are fight directly.
Yeah, and the Sipahi is more specialist trained for fighting. Is this correct?
Yeah, it's true. Actually, we can talk about the Mamluks.
Please.
Why we use this name? Why we choose this name? Because in the 15th or 16th century, the Mamluks is the most successful cavalry groups, and our idea is not means a state of Mamluks, because Mamluk is an idea, and this idea is living also in 9th century and 15th century and 18th century. For example, we can see some Mamluks soldiers on Napoleon armies, because when he went to Egypt, he saw they are wonderful soldiers, and after that they brought these to Paris for the Waterloo War.
I see. One second. Yes, so they were trained to, I guess, maybe a higher level than maybe they're just the Janissaries.
Yes, if you want, I can explain a little bit Mamluk system.
Please, because the Mamluks at that time they are Arabs. Is this correct or not?
No, not like that. They are living in Arabic area, but they are Turks. They are Caucasian or Kipchak people.
Right.
And the system is like that. When a Kipchak boy, slave boy, not free people, came to Egypt, and they are look at if they are strong boy, they took it. And about 13 years old, not more, 10 to 13.
Okay.
And after that, they start to teach the horse riding. And after that, on ground, they start to learn spears.
Okay.
And after archery, and after sabers, and after warhammer, and if he is successful on ground, after that, okay, clean everything and start again on horse. Again, spear, again, archery, again, all of things.
Right.
When you finish everything, after that, okay, you are ready and you can fight.
Okay.
Because of that, on the history, lots of commanders say that one Mamluk is like 100 other soldiers.
MashaAllah.
They are like special forces.
Yes, special forces, because they have so many skills and they can use so many weapons.
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Yes.
So if they take a child between 10 and 13, how long does it take to train them to become Sipahi? How many years roughly, do you know?
About 10 years.
About 10 years. Okay.
Yes.
So many of them will be ready by the time they are maybe 21, 22, 23, like this, 24.
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, like that.
So if they have a maybe even a group of 10 Sipahis, this is like an army.
Yeah, of course. And it's very interesting because I every time say that I think in the world, Mamluks is the most democratic people, because the system is like that. If you have a sword, you can be president, you can be sultan. If you kill all others, you can be sultan. So it's very democratic system.
Tell me the difference between, or maybe the historical difference between the Ottoman, for example, on your website, the Ottoman, maybe the clothing and the equipment, compared to the Crimean Tatar.
Ottoman, actually, Crimean Tatars is freedom country, but also a part of Ottoman. So the people of Crimean Tatars use different clothes, different somethings. For example, they use brown color normally, or green color, natural colors, not red, not other.
Okay, strong colors.
Something.
Yeah.
Yes, but the Sultan of Crimean Tatars use like Ottoman clothes, because, for example, now the people look at the Paris, France, their clothes. What's that? On this history, on this era, the people look at the Istanbul.
Okay.
What's the clothes?
Right.
We should use it.
Right, as the model, they look at that as the standard.
Yes, yes. The main differences is Ottoman clothes. You can see the dolama. Dolama is there are lots of buttons on front.
Yes.
And they use firstly their skirts, and after dolama. If, for example, for you, if you are commander, you can use also kapaniche or kaftan or fur. They have lots of different clothes. But for Crimean Tatars, they don't use bottoms. They use, you can look at the zibin. It's like that.
Yes.
And after they use for fabrics for belts.
I see.
So you can say it's the main differences.
I see. Back to the horseback archery. You yourself, how in a normal scenario, how often do you train? Are you training every day or every 2 days? And how long do you train for each time?
I say it's my job, horseback archery and this mamlukarchery company. So I try to practice every day, but not on horse every day. It's not possible. 3 days a week on horse and 5 days on ground. When I start to practice, for example, for horseback archery, firstly, I practice on ground about an hour for warming, and after on horse 1 hour, and after horseback archery again on ground, shoot, because on horse you have to be fast and you have to use your technique fast. Yeah. So sometimes you cannot use your technique truly.
Right.
Because of that, after the horseback archery, again I practice on horse for true technique.
I see. So it's minimum 3 hours you're training. Minimum.
Yes, minimum. Yeah.
Mashallah. What bow do you shoot with on the horse? What is your preferred bow?
I am originally Crimean Tatar. Because of that, I try to use Crimean Tatar bow, and the handle is more useful for me. Now I use Saluki Crimean Tatar bow and 58 pounders.
Mashallah.
But now I want to change my bow, because now we produce our Crimean Tatar bows made in Turkey.
Yes, I saw this one. Yeah.
Yes. After that, I want to use it, not Saluki.
Okay. But how long did you have the Saluki for? How long have you been using Saluki bow?
Unfortunately, I broke 2 Salukis. Unfortunately.
Wow.
But we are
because you're shooting so much, you mean?
No, unfortunately, no. Because I want to use high poundage. My first Saluki is 65 poundage, and I used about a month, and after that it's broke.
Wow.
And I talked with Lucas, and thanks for him, he changed it immediately. And after that, I used another bow, 60 pounders, and it's broke.
Oh.
But not from me. It's about the technical problems.
Okay.
And he again changed. But now I used 2 years and no problem.
No problem. Okay. But now you will change to your own Crimean Tatar bow.
Yes, but it's not means the Saluki is bad. I think it's the best bow.
Yes,
it's the best bow. But I want to use my own bow.
Of course, yeah. The Crimean Tatar bow has longer draw length than the Turkish, yes?
Yes, because of that, I use it. Because my full draw is 31 inch, and Ottoman bow is not useful for it. Crimean Tatar is a little bit long, so you can use more drawing.
When you are shooting either ground archery or horse archery with a heavy bow like this 65 or something like this 60, do you use Zahir use a thumb ring or not, or just tape?
Yes, I use now. Actually, when I start, I didn't use thumb ring because I thought that it's not useful for fast knocking.
Right. Yeah. This is a common question because people think if you have the thumb ring, then it gets in the way of the knocking.
Yes, but you know, Lukas Novotny used thumb ring. Wojtek Osienski used thumb ring. In Turkey, Cemal Hünal or Gökmen Altınkulp used thumb ring. So it's not an excuse. So now, about a year, I use thumb ring, and now I'm faster than my old Alperen.
Okay, mashallah, mashallah. You mentioned Gökmen's name. Oh, Gökmen's also an old friend of mine. I met him many years ago when we came to Biga and other competitions. And
yes, I know.
Now he's living in Ireland, very close to me, but it's very difficult for me to see him. I want to interview him to talk about specifically arrows and war arrows because he's specialist in this.
And please ask him our single carbon arrows, our new carbon arrows.
Ah, yes, good question. Yes,
because I sent our new carbon arrows to him, and he said it's wonderful. So I'm very happy because
good.
Because I know the Gökmen is. I think he has lots of knowledge from history, so I trust him. So his idea is important for me.
Yes, definitely. I think he's he is a very good resource. He is authority on arrows, especially, and everything historical. He did so much research, mashallah, very, very good.
Yes.
Very good, alhamdulillah. Okay, Alperen, thank you very much. I want to finish with some very quick questions for you. Just give me a quick answer, and then we can finish because I know that I'm taking your time.
No.
Okay, so laminate or composite bow? Which one do you prefer, laminate or composite?
I use laminated bow, but I really want to buy a composite bow. But we talked with Gökmen 1 week ago, and I said which bow makers is good for Crimean Tatar composite bow, but he said it's new things. Crimean Tatar composite bow, so I cannot say this one is it can be good. So I want to buy composite bow, but I'm waiting a little bit. Now I use laminate bow.
Your laminate bow, and you said the bow you're using is about 60 pounds. You said no?
Yes.
60
yes,
pounds.
But if you don't use more than 70 pounders, composite is not useful, not faster like laminated bow.
Right.
So if you use under than 60 poundage, laminated is the best one.
Right. Right. What is your favorite track to shoot on? Do you like Hungarian or Korean or Polish? Which one?
Of course, first of all, Turkish tracks, kabak and tabla. Kabak track is so enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I think the future of horseback archery is Polish track, the hunting track, because you have to use your horseback archery skills, your horse riding skills, and again archery skills. So the Polish track, the hunting track, is my best.
I remember actually when maybe it was one of the competitions in Biga, they introduced the mamluk shot, So this time you have to shoot on the other side of the horse. And this was very difficult because if you cannot use your other hand, if you cannot use your left hand, for example, if you're shooting with your right hand, you have to swap. If you cannot, you have to really turn your whole body over the horse. This is from Mamluk style training, this shot?
Of course. In the old books, old Mamluk books, there are I think 120 horseback archery tracks.
Wow.
And when you finish all tracks, it's more difficult. When you finish all tracks, the master said that, okay, now you are an horseback archer. So this track is you can see on my social media on Instagram. I took it from our old books. The track is one target is right and one target is left. One target right, one target left on horseback archery.
Right.
So when I start to my left hand and after change right hand and after change left hand, after change right hand. It's the historical one.
Right. So normally you are right-handed, but you learnt to shoot left-handed.
Yes. Yeah.
Mashallah, this is very, very difficult, but I guess to be a warrior of that level, you have to be ambidextrous. You have to use left and right hand, isn't it?
Yes, all of them.
Is it the same? Is it the same with the sword, for example, with the kilich? You must learn with the right hand and the left hand.
Of course, if you are fighter, you have to use both of them. Because, for example, if I use only right hand for archery, my dialect is only this.
Yes.
If there is a soldier here, enemies, I cannot hit him. Because of that, I have to change my hands.
Yes. Yes. What about the Jamarki shot, the Jamarki one behind? Where is this from? What's the history of this one?
It's from Mamluk history.
As well, Mamluk. Okay.
Now our kabak track, we have a kikach, small target, but directly on ground.
Yes.
So firstly, you have to hit like that or like Jarmaki.
Yes.
And after you have to shoot kabak.
Kabak.
So we use this Jarmaki for that.
Okay. So the Jarmaki is for training if someone is close to you but behind you, kind of behind the horse, yeah?
Actually, we can see only Jarmaki on the old paintings, only for hunting, not for war. Because hunting, for example, a tiger try to keep you.
Yeah.
Because of that, it's so close. Because of that, you have to use Jarmaki.
Okay.
Not for war.
Yeah. And the kabak shooting is for, they said it's for shooting up the wall. If you are close to a castle or something, for shooting up. Is this correct or not?
Actually, it's an idea, but I didn't see anything in all books. Because kabak is actually, in my idea, it's the oldest game in the Turkish history. Because we can see on the old paintings only for ceremonies, not for war.
Right.
For ceremonies, for example, there is a ceremony in Istanbul, and Sultan said that there is a kabak here, and if someone hit it, I can give some gifts.
Okay.
It's for ceremony.
Okay, just to show the skill.
Yes, yes.
Demonstration skill. Okay, wooden or carbon? I guess you will say carbon, I'm not sure, but do you prefer wooden or carbon arrow?
Actually, I use about 7 years only wooden arrows.
Wow.
Because in my idea, it's the red line, the wooden. If we don't use wooden arrow, it can be goes to modern sports, not historical sports. And I use every time wooden arrow for all competitions. But now my idea, I use also wooden arrow, but I have to use carbon arrow because carbon arrow is more stable. And if I use carbon arrow, I can use my techniques truly.
Right. Will you be, are you thinking of having wooden arrows on your website as well? Will you be selling wooden arrows?
Yes, you can. Self-knock and also coach knock.
Coach knock, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about which bow you prefer. Okay, last question. If, it's the same question I'm asking all of the people that we interview. If you were able to go back in history and choose one particular time to live in, which time would it be?
Oh, it's a wonderful question. Which one?
Very difficult, I know.
Yes, actually, yeah. Actually, our history is the best place is the conquest Istanbul, Constantinople.
Yes.
But archery is not the best technique on this era because they use the guns and the other fire weapons. Maybe before Selçuks. And no, I found.
Okay.
I found. My idol is Sultan Baybars, the Mamluk Sultan, and he is a war with Mongolians. I think it can be the best war. So I want to go to this.
Mashallah. Just one more question came to my mind now. When you were learning horseback archery, did you have any teachers that you learned from, or you just taught yourself?
Of course, I have some teachers from Turkey, but lots of parts I have to find myself from old books or other people's or my experience. So I created myself.
Okay, but you don't have one particular teacher that was in the beginning who taught you?
No. In the beginning, my master is İrfan Gürdal. He is my master not only for horseback archery, for life, but for the horseback archery styles, horseback archery techniques. I found it from old books and from my other friends and from myself, my experience.
Mashallah. We pray that Allah give you more barakat and tawfiq, inshallah, in your company, in the Mamluk archery, in your competition.
Thank you so much.
In your life, in your business, everything, inshallah. And I hope that we can meet one day soon. You can maybe teach us some horse archery. Maybe we can come to your club in Ankara. We can do a clinic there or something. And I want to maybe try out some of the equipment that you have on the website, inshallah. The carbon arrows look very good, inshallah. We'll try and get some.
Inshallah, when you want, you can come. And thanks for this invitation. It was a great honor for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Çok teşekkür ederim. Thank you, Alperen. We will speak to you soon, inshallah. Okay.
Thank you. See you.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum.